Hello, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of your daily channeled horoscope messages and channeled insight for the collective energies that are currently happening now. My name is Brandon Tobias. It's great to have you on this channel. What we're going to do today is we're going to go over the daily horoscope for today, and I'm going to open up the ceremony to channel whatever messages we need to hear for our highest good in love and in life from Source as best as I can. And then we're going to do, if we have time, of course, a channeled mini tarot reading for any inspirational and empowerment messages we need to hear for our soul's evolution and continued growth. All right? Be sure to subscribe if you want these continued updates in your life. And to be part of the Soul Tribe, we'd love to have you. And be sure to like the video. It helps this channel and video grow. Let's get into it. So, today is May 14th, 2021. Now, even though it is May 14th, remember, this is a timeless channeled message. So whenever you happen to see this video is perfect for what you need to hear most, especially if you were guided to this video just from your intuition. Let's see what's going on here today. We have Mercury conjunct the North Node, conjunct Venus in Gemini, with the Sun coming up on Gemini from Taurus here. Let me see what else is going on, but they're wanting me to focus on this particular area. We also have the Vertex conjunct Neptune, conjunct Pallas, and Pluto making a trine to the Sun in Taurus, with Chiron making a nice heavy square over to Mars, it looks like. Okay. Oh boy. So the essence of power is really important here. Power and what taking back your power, I would say, is the biggest thing that I can see here. So it's a healing of the heart in order to allow you to take back your power. So the question would be, what clarity, what information, what realizations are necessary at this time in order for me to heal my heart and to take back my power, my independence, and my natural zest for life. So there might be, at the time of you watching this video, something that's occurring in your subconscious or your unconscious mind or heart that is preventing you from being fully in alignment with all of your power that you were given inherently or intrinsically. And it's this power that will allow you most to be as independent, as strong, as fierce, and as zestful for life as you could possibly be. Essentially, it's your essence of freedom. Now, in order to determine what this is, especially with Mercury conjunct the North Node, conjunct Venus here, it definitely is involving some sort of understanding, information that's given or received, or some type of logical, I'm hearing it's like a logical analysis of a situation, right? The essence of two, that's what I'm getting, is like there's a balancing going on between the heart and the mind. And so whatever side that you happen to know that you are more predisposed to relying on, whether that is the heart or the mind, the balancing of both is going to be most beneficial or recommended for your continued progression at this particular moment in this message. And so what I mean by that is, if you are more of a heart-centered being, or you're used to just loving as much as you possibly can without any discrimination of that, there requires a balance of both wisdom or logical understanding with love in order to balance and to progress, okay? And this is a very important point, because when you balance wisdom or knowingness or knowledge with love in your heart, that is essentially how we are evolving to the next level, okay? So you don't want to be too overbalanced. And what I'm getting here is the main thing to balance is the wisdom, is the mental understanding of what's actually going on. Could be on a esoteric level or a universal level, or just understanding more in depth into the situations that are occurring in our life that gives us a new perspective on things, okay? That allows us really to be more discriminate, okay, when it comes to who, how, and where we love, okay, in a way that, and I mean this by where we're dedicating our energy to, okay? I don't mean to cut off your ability to love generally. You want to recognize, obviously, that love is in everything. Love is in everyone. And you can send and receive unconditional love, but send unconditional love to everyone and everything in your life. No problem. But this is different. This is about dedicating your vital energy, okay, to people, places, things that would not make sense in terms of a human level, and also in terms of the like a more of a mental or wisdom level, right? It's important to recognize that from a place of perspective, there are some things, people, places, things that it's more wise to give your love and vital energy to, and less wise to give your vital energy to, for the progression both of the self and of the evolution of all others as well. And this is essentially the message that they want to give at this particular moment is, who are you dedicating your vital energy and attention and raw energy to? Is that being received and utilized in the utmost highest of ways for the progression, not only of them, but of you and of the entire world around you or other people around you? And is there anyone or anything else you could give your energy to that would make much more logical sense to be utilized in a more quote-unquote correct or efficient or just highly utilized way? Okay. Now, this may sound to some of you guys, it may sound like this is like robot Brandon, trying to get you to calculate, okay, what does it make sense to give my love to? And it's like, I don't want it to be like that. Like, obviously, even if there are people, places, and things where it doesn't make sense to give your vital energy to, doesn't mean you can't love them. You can't send and give love to them in that situation, right? That's the lesson. We still have to give and see love in every situation, even when we're dealing with people, places, and things that aren't in a place where they can essentially give that back or reciprocate energy in any way. But we have to ask ourselves the question, in terms of our own evolution as a soul, in terms of the evolution and service that we can give to as many other people as we possibly can, does it make sense to continue to give your energy, time, and resources to sources that, again, cannot or will not reciprocate or take that energy and do something useful for their own lives and for the world as well? Does that make sense? It's kind of like, I'm really getting the metaphor of like, okay, I'm just going to be, and please don't get offended. Know that I mean this out of pure love, okay? But let's just say that there's someone who is on the streets, okay? They're homeless. And again, I have nothing against the homeless. I think they're awesome and they're just on their own journey. I'm not judging them in any way. But let's just say that there's a homeless person who, lives by you, and always on your walk by them, they ask you for money, okay? And they ask you for $5 or they ask you for $10 or whatever, okay? And without a doubt that homeless person, God bless their soul, God bless their journey, right? Without a doubt that they're going to go ahead and take that $5 or $10 and they're going to go spend it on something that is essentially just going to, keep them on their kind of journey of either whether it be addiction or whether it be just engaging with lower energies or just kind of keeping them stuck, right? It's going to feed into the habit of where they're at. All right. So again, that can be represented. They could go buy, more alcohol, more drugs. They could spend it on just things that aren't going to help them progress as a soul. So you have a choice at that point, right? So let's say that you yourself maybe just you're struggling a little bit when it comes to money, right? Or you're not struggling, but you don't have you're not Bill Gates kind of rich money bags, right? And this $5-10 every single day you walk by this person, it kind of adds up a little bit. And it's not going to kill you, right? You can afford to do it, right? Again, you can afford to do it. But is that donation, is that service of you giving the energy to that particular being on that part of the journey, even though it's out of love on your part, is that really making the most sense to give continuously that $5 or $10 to that particular being when you know where and how it's going to be utilized, that is not of service both to them and or the rest of the world around them? Does that make sense? So And just think about this now. Let's say now you could either, that's a couple different scenarios. You could take that same $5 to $10 on a daily basis and give it to a charity that you know, love, and trust that is using it for a really good purpose to help, I don't know, people in third world countries, things like that. Or on a different level, you could use it to invest in a Roth IRA or invest into, some type of investment, right? And that investment eventually grows into something that can feed you, feed your family, and also provide you a lifestyle that would give you a platform to help others with, right, in the world. So on the one hand, you see what I'm saying? There's a difference between, and you could still love that homeless person. Like, I'm not saying you don't love them, but there's a difference between sending unconditional love, even with their choices, and dedicating your vital energy or your resources to it. Does that make sense? So that's the main crux of the lesson that's going on. I feel that we're learning about at this time, right, collectively, is, again, where and how, and does it make the most sense for you and or everyone around you, where you are dedicating your vital energy to or your resources to. Is it going to, again, help them, and it's going to help them progress on their individual path, which, again, will eventually help the rest of the world to progress as well? Is it helping you as well, right, in a reciprocal manner by doing this? So those are questions to ask and to just wonder about, okay? That's the channeled message that wanted to come through today. And again, even though it is happening today on May 14th, I can really strongly feel that these are more than just daily messages. These are definitely timeless. So again, whenever you hear this, most likely there's some relevance to it. Let's go ahead and do a few cards here to complement this channeled reading. And I didn't get to the channeled tarot last time, but let's go ahead and see what this has to hold. We have the Two of Pentacles. Wow. So Two of Pentacles with the Death card here. Okay, first two cards out. All right. And what's funny here too is they had the Two of Pentacles, right? So and Pentacles can technically be about like money or finances or resources. With the Death card. So there's definitely potentially like a recognition here of a need to stop or to have an end in and within an infinite journey of growth and progression. Okay. And I'm really getting like a halting of, again, the vital energy or resources going in a certain direction. Like, again, if you're hearing this, there might be a certain direction that you have been wanting to dedicate your vital energy to that is either no longer there or it needs to be put to an end for your continued progression on your journey, right? If you want to continue going up, okay, and move past this, then something needs to come to an end. And there's a decision that needs to be made. So again, this is coming from a higher perspective, judgment, right? Judgment and Death card. There's a decision that needs to be made to end something for good. And this ending will bring about nothing but goodness and nothing but harmonious progression, even if it's the hardest thing that you need to do in your life. Also, Ace of Wands, right? Remember we talked about the freeing up of passion? That's what I'm talking about. So it's the logical understanding and integration of, does it make sense anymore to give, right, vital energy to a certain person, thing, or situation that will free up your energy to allow you to experience the zest inherently inside of your soul and the passion for life that you have. Wow. And we have the Three of Pentacles with the Temperance card. Okay. So a reminder here as well. Okay. Three of Pentacles is about partnership and collaboration. And we also have the Temperance card here. All right. This is a longer journey. And they want me to go here, of course. It's a longer journey. I kept, all right, I'll just say it. I kept getting a vision or realization here of energetically where we're at. And that lesson was essentially like, you're on a mountain, you're climbing that mountain, and you're progressing, and you have people around you. And you have maybe one person with you that is, let's just say hypothetically, choosing not to continue upward and onward, right? That is making the decision to halt their soul progression, their healing, their progress, even though, there's a very deep bond that's been forged on the progress that's been made on this mountaintop or climbing up the mountain. And your decision here at this time, Two of Swords, is to either, right, sit there in the depths of the mountain, and we can say this is just Mount Everest because I like Mount Everest, and to continue to give your vital energy to them as they choose to just stop and sit in the midst of the chaos and the cold and the hardship, and sit with them and dedicate your vital energy to make sure that they, are warm or survive. But if you sit there too long, obviously Everest is brutal. You're going to probably perish with them. You're going to die. You have that choice, or to continue on the mountain, but by yourself, and take back, right, what you're going to need to progress and or survive, so that eventually you can get to the top, tell the tale, and inspire others. That is essentially, right, to a T, the vision that I've been getting, and Temperance card, of course, here as well. So that's in a nutshell. Let me draw one more card. Oh my God, this is crazy. 8 of Cups. So Spirit's being very clear. That is the choice, right? That is the choice to wait and to essentially sacrifice yourself because of someone's decision to stop moving on their soul's progression, their journey. In doing so, sacrificing not only themselves, but also you, because you are maybe not choosing to, pull away, or for you to continue on, and in thus doing so, preserving yourself and your services for the world, that the world can be of benefit from and inspired by. Okay. So that is the crossroads, right? Quite literally. And the channeled message as well. And the ending message here I'll put, because it got a little long, but that's okay, is, look, what would you rather happen, right? Would you rather, despite the connection and love and attachment you might have to a person, thing, or situation, would you rather just kind of allow that thing to sink the ship completely, sink the whole journey completely, and sacrifice and sabotage your continued growth and evolution as a soul and where we're going and what we're doing and what we're ultimately going to be? Or would you rather cut the ties because someone has made that choice, and to continue moving onward and upward so that you can be and live out your greatest purpose? That is essentially the message that is being given to us in this moment today. And again, whenever you happen to see this, it is perfect for you. Okay. So thank you guys for watching and joining. This was your daily channeled horoscope and intuitive messages for May 14th, 2021. They are timeless indeed. If you enjoyed this and you want more of these messages coming into your life to help give you guidance, inspiration, or empowerment on your soul's journey, be sure to subscribe and do me a favor, hit that like button as well. It helps this channel and video continue to grow so we can guide and impact more people in a positive way. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.